Call to order, roll call. Mike?
Sam Boston,
Here.
Gerald Tucker,
Here.
Michael Stringer here, Sarah Collins, Donna Doxson,
Here.
Christine Murphy,
Here.
Brian Pasar.
Here.
Thank you. Are there any public comments on agenda items? Okay. Are there any public comments on non-agenda items? Okay, no. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Wow. I talk, no? No amendments? Approval of minutes? Do I need a first and second for that? I can't remember.
Yeah.
We've got a change.
Yes, we do have
Do
some
change?
changes.
Oh, we do, okay.
First of all, we have to add Sam to this on the
Yeah.
roll call.
I've got them on there.
Mine does not have him on the roll call.
On the last one, on the
Oh, on
last,
the minutes from last
on
month.
the September one.
September
yes.
minutes for, we need to add him to it.
Okay, so we have the second.
How are you?
Not under the call, on both, the call to order and the roll call.
On the roll call.
Okay.
Cheryl wasn't here.
Okay, anything else?
Is that what sure?
Cheryl, you were here, weren't you, or no?
I'm on this one. I had to correct it the last
Okay.
meeting, because they had to,
Perfect.
Sam just doesn't keep getting on this agenda for some reason.
I was using my invisible mode last month, apparently.
I guess so, I don't know. And the month before, because we had to correct that too.
I am sneaky.
You are.
I'm sorry, any other amendments?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? One against? Minutes approved. Moving on to department staff updates. Assistant Director Gina Racanelli, am I saying that right?
You got it.
Before we get started, can I
Yeah, of course.
interject for once? So just want to introduce Zoraida Santiago. She's over in the corner. We call her Z, Zoraida.
Hi, Z.
She's our new administrative assistant. She's been at it for, is this the third week now, Z? So, and she's still here, so that's a good thing, you know. So there's a lot to learn, and she's been taking the bull by the horns and running with it. And thanks to Kathy for filling in since Yolanda left, so appreciate your help. And she's just getting Z all squared away for next month. And we also have Sue Earl here, who's our fitness athletic supervisor, so,
The
Thank you.
18 today.
yeah.
Excellent.
So, sorry.
Right,
Sorry to
sir.
interrupt, but.
No worries.
Okay, senior programs for September, 20 programs, 344 attendees. Number is very consistent. Let's see, athletics, we've got fall soccer will be winding up on October 19th. Had the pictures, group pictures on October 4th because the week they were supposed to have, we lost power in the building for a period of time, long enough for them to say, okay, we're going to scrap it. Then it came back on, but it was too late, so. Pickleball, we have 5 registered for the new pickleball class that meets Tuesday evening, 7 to 8, starting tonight,
Today, yeah.
October 8th. And then open pickleball at the Iowa Community Center meets on Saturday mornings, 10:30 to 12:30. We have 60 registered in the youth basketball program as of today. Last year, we had 38 at the same time. Early discounted registration has been extended to end Sunday, October 20th, after Halloween happenings. So are we setting up a table? Okay. Going to register people at Halloween happenings for basketball. Youth Basketball League will start at Willowbrook High School on Saturday, November 16th, with a Meet the Coach Day. Women's volleyball games are at Jackson Middle School, and everything seems to be going according to plan. As you know, once we get into the new building, we'll have 2 courts available to us there. We need 3 on Thursday nights, so we will still be using 1 court at the middle school. Early childhood preschool program, we have 50 registered in, we have 4 classes now, 2-year-olds, 2.5-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds. And all of them have enough to go. We're very excited about that. So we have 50 this year total between the 4. Last year, we only had 22. So that's a nice increase. Discover Dance has 8 classes running with 59 participants enrolled. Last year, there were 61. So, right. We were just talking about that. The numbers from year to year are pretty similar in many things. So those are the program updates. Events. Brewfest took place just past Saturday. We had 383 tickets that went through Eventbrite, and we had 395 last year, so also very close. We did take some tickets at the gate. People paid cash, and I know the dollar amount, and I can't remember what the breakdown is, but not a ton, but enough to count. I don't think we got over 400 tickets sold. Weather was warm and sunny, so good day to be outside. Our pizza vendor that had made a commitment to us had to withdraw just a few days before due to illness. The person who was going to be working it was sick, so we pulled in a gelato, Jesse's Gelato, to take his place. So we had Spoon Burger, which is good food, several choices on their menu, and then Wally's Waffles and Jesse's Gelato were also present. We had 19 brewers and 46 products that were showcased. Well, we do a lot of the pouring with volunteer staff. It's nice when the brewers can be there because they know a little bit more about the beer than the volunteers might, but we do our best to answer any questions and get information ahead of time. Halloween happenings, October 18th, 5 to 7, rain or shine, here at the Iowa Community Center. Guess this will be the last year. We'll do that here. I think we're going to move it to Lions Park once we move the staff and the programs there. We have a co-sponsor with the Lions Club. They donated $350. We have 14 community groups for the outside portion that the kids go from booth to booth and trick or treat. Last year at this time we had 17. There is no fee to participate in the outdoor portion. Indoor fee to attend the entertainment portion is $5. We have Crosstown Exotics with a live bug show indoors. To date, we have 32 participants registered. We can accept up to 100 and, this says 140. Yeah, we can accept up to 140 because there's 90 tables and chairs. Cheryl asked me before the meeting if the Park and Rec Commission can have a table and be promoting the new rec center at that table. We were going to do it at the table where we are at the front, but it's nice to have the representation from the commission. And she said she's willing to sit there if anybody else wants to join. That's also cool. But by that time, we should have all the fees in place so we can be promoting that at that time. Last event, Scarecrow Decorating Contest, is co-sponsored by Villa Park Ace Hardware. Kits are going to be handed out this week. We have 11 registered as of today. Last year we had 14 as of this time. Scarecrows are going back to being displayed in front of the residents' homes starting October 23rd. Judging will take place. I mean, we're not judging the scarecrows. We're picking a winner. And then that winner will be featured on the fall-winter brochure next year, as last year's winner is on this brochure this year. And that's my report.
Didn't you state that you were having Flavor Frenzy too, but that wasn't for Brewfest?
I think we had Flavor Frenzy for Summer Festival.
Was that for Summer Festival? Is that who it was at?
Yes, yeah, Summer
Okay.
Festival.
It wasn't.
We had plenty of sweets. We could have used we should have 1 sweet and 2 savory. But
Okay.
this year we had 1 savory, 2 sweet. And so the gelato place that wanted to get in, and we had said no, because we only wanted 3, we invited them after the pizza guy dropped out. And I think, well, we were thinking that the waffle place would do sweet and savory, because that was on their menu, but they ended up only doing sweet, and so we had a lot of sweet. Which isn't always the best with craft beer or, any of the other
You said you
drinks.
had different, how many craft beers did you say there was?
46.
46, okay.
Donna?
Couple questions. Do the brewers that come in, that aren't available to work their tables, do they at least provide cards, describing the flavor or some type of information?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. The first couple years, we had a lot of brewer participation. But then after COVID, and places, didn't have the same number of staff, they weren't sending as many of the brewers. So there are a couple brewers that work, well, actually, the majority of them work through a group, like Lakeshore Beverages handles, maybe 5 or 6 different brewers, where we get that.
So they
those-
have some familiarity of it.
Yeah, but there's not, if the brewer isn't there, then it's hard to get a lot of detailed information.
And what were you talking, what date for the Parks and Rec table?
That
October
was
18th.
for October 18th. For
It's the night
Halloween
of
happenings,
Halloween,
Friday night.
Friday night. That event is, I think I said the time wrong last time, it's 5 to 7. Yes. So the first hour, really a lot, the outdoor portion is pretty busy. And then people start, once the Crosstown Exotics start, a lot of the people who are enrolled in that come in, and a lot of people who, if they're not enrolled, they'll leave. So it's 2 hours, but it's probably closer to an hour and 15 minutes for the outdoor portion.
And what time does it start?
5.
5. Will we have a layout of the building at that time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, because I know a lot of people are asking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On
You mean
the
the layout of the rec center?
Rec center, right. Will we have that figured out yet? Because I know you're trying to, classes and whatever.
What do you mean? I guess I'm not sure.
I
what you
guess
mean.
there's a lot of people asking how the rooms are going to be used. What type of activities are you laying into each room?
Oh, I have a list of those, certainly.
Okay, for each area. I guess they're asking how we're going to be using the rooms instead of layout, like, the senior group will be using this area. And,
Yeah.
this time to this time. Then the fitness center will have these things, but if you're planning classes or whatever, there will be these classes in that room. Something laid out so
Well, the
that,
fitness center is going to be open to the public, and we'll hire a personal trainer, hopefully 1 or 2. But that's not going to change the time for the fitness center to be used. The classrooms, which are the multipurpose rooms where the seniors will be, during the day and in the morning and early afternoon. And then there's two classrooms that will have preschool, and then early childhood stuff until 4 o'clock. The gym will be used all day long, and go between classes and open gyms and our programs that we run. So, I mean, I can give you an idea of what will be there, but the final schedule is not made yet.
Made up yet, yeah. There's a lot of people asking how each area is going to be used, I guess.
I,
So
You know,
if
they
you
can
give
go
me-
online, you know, every month there's an update on the construction, and they take pictures of the different areas. Don't know if the original layout was up there, I'll have to double check on that, but there was an original layout, it kind of showed where the rooms were.
So those
And if
are
it's not
kind
up
of-
there, we can always put that back up, and it just
Well,
kind of spells out
A lot of people
multi-purpose.
don't go on the site, to be honest. They're paper people.
So how are we
So they
supposed to
kind of
get
want to
that?
see it in
Yeah,
front
so
of
they
them. So
can-
I thought if I could have, you know, at the table, some type of idea what the rooms were going to be used for
yeah,
those
I will,
questions.
I'll see if I can get like a copy that would be like this, if you want to, like this size, so people can.
Yeah,
they
just
wanna
a
take-
general idea
Yeah,
of
yeah,
what
we can do
you've
that.
got in mind that the rooms will be used for. Obviously, the gym's going to be open gym, but you're also going to use it for, obviously, volleyball.
Well, it's just going to be like program
Basketball.
space, you know, here's the weight room, here's program, first floor is program space, and the preschool area is program space. I mean, we're not going to spell out all what's going to be in there, but it'll be program space.
Correct. They don't, they want a little more specific than it's used as program space.
Well,
Like you've got an idea that, you know, preschool will be in this room, the seniors will be used in this room. The gym will have obviously basketball, you're gonna use it for volleyball, other.
Yeah, we don't
you
have
know,
to spell
other
that out. I
activities.
mean,
You don't
it's-
have to
that's kinda
spell it out. Just in
self-explanatory.
general.
We can do a senior,
Sure.
multi-purpose senior room and additional programs, because they're not going to list out 500 programs in each room.
Well, no,
But we can
but
do, this
something in
is
general of
dedicated
what
to
it's gonna-
seniors, and then program space after that, and then the preschool area, preschool, like Gina mentioned, preschool in the
Early
mornings.
childhood.
Yeah, early childhood, excuse me, early childhood in the morning, and then in the late afternoons, early, and evenings will be program, we turn into the program space, so we can do that.
Just like.
But it's just gonna
these
be
things
program
going on
space, because we're not gonna
here,
list all the
Obviously,
program.
you'll have it in one of the multi-purposes rooms.
Well, we have a dance and fitness room that would take instructional dance and like in group fitness classes.
Right, we'll be in one of the multi-purpose rooms,
No,
right?
It'll be
there's a
upstairs.
room that's dedicated to that.
So there's a room dedicated for it. That's what I'm asking. So there will be a room dedicated for just general
Sure.
things, that this will room be dedicated for
I
this.
think I know what you
You know what
mean.
I'm saying? I know you can't, I'm not asking you to list every program in it, but
No,
something
you want to know what
general.
types of programs will be
Right,
in each.
in
yeah,
what type of a room,
Got it.
so that we
No,
can kind of say, yeah, this is,
I will have that.
because people in general have an idea it's going to be used for basketball, we'll do the basketball.
Sue's working on it right now,
volleyball.
as we're talking about.
Okay, thank you, Sue.
And when we do our grand opening, they can come and look at everything.
Thank you. Just general things, because those questions are going to come up, I know they will.
Okay, well, we want you to be prepared if they do.
Any other questions before we move on? Okay, good. Sorry. Parks Building and Grounds Division update, Superintendent Brian.
Thank you. Some current completed park and facility projects over at Lufkin Park. I mentioned at the last meeting that the dirt pile was moved, I think, the day of the meeting. I think the dirt pile is moved. There's a small amount of dirt that we're just kind of seeing as things settle, or we have to make some small adjustments. But the dirt pile is moved, it's spread over the Performance Hill. We put down about 8 bags in total of seed just on that hill, and then topped it with the hydro mulch that we were talking about. And I don't know if you've been around to see that hill recently or not. I'm sure Donna's seen it. It looks awesome. Like, the grass is fantastic, and I don't wanna, I think, we'll probably
Don't jinx
brag
it.
over what the other section looks like, you know, they were, but it looks really nice, so they did a fantastic job. So we're trying to spruce up the other side with the contractor to kind of match the things, but they did really well. So new benches and trash cans were assembled and installed at the park. The concrete culvert work was also completed. We removed the section that was the culvert, framed a new section for concrete, We worked with Public Works to make sure we had the proper grades for not only the walkways aspect, but also drainage. We poured new concrete and then regraded the pathways on either side to make sure it was accessible. And then everything was dirted and filled back in. We're also adding seed and hydro mulch to those and then trying to water all the sections in, so growing good grass all over. Over at Jefferson Pool, we are on schedule to begin the liner installation starting next week. It appears to be about midweek. We're meeting, we met with Aquapure a couple weeks ago to review some areas of the pool, confirm some measurements, look at some things, take some pictures. And now we're meeting with Renesys, who is the company contracted with them to do the actual install. We're meeting with them tomorrow morning at 11:30 to review the pool one last time, identify any problem areas and other things we might need to do before they actually begin installation. So there's a couple of questions and things I think that we have and they have, so we're just looking to finalize everything before it starts. So we made some concrete repairs to the shell. We identified some problem areas. We took care of those. Did a few areas. We skim coated some stuff. Just did a lot of surface prep for the liner. We expect the liner work to take about 2 weeks. The weather forecast still looks pretty favorable for us, so that's good. But everything is dependent on many factors, so about 2 weeks. Over at Village Hall, we started the installation of the flagpole this week. We dug out the hole, excavated everything. We're looking to install the flagpole on the southeast corner of the building, so right along kind of Ardmore as you turn down Home Avenue. It's excavated. We have the base and everything set. We're working to get everything framed out, prepared for concrete. We're hopeful that we can pour concrete possibly Wednesday afternoon, but maybe Thursday morning, the concrete for that. And once that footing and everything is set, there's a large sleeve in the ground. So the pole actually fits into the sleeve and you pack a bunch of sand and everything around it and then set everything up. So the base is the main part, and then it's just figuring out how to get this gigantic flagpole up in the air. We met with the village inspectors to finalize electric as well. We're installing electrical for the flagpole. So we'll have electric at the base of the pole for a light that will be shining up on the flag. But we're also installing the infrastructure to pull wire as we need for a potential future sign, LED sign in front of Village Hall. So that'll all exist there when we're done. And we hope we'll have the flagpole and the electric done by the end of next week. Fire station improvements. We're still on track to begin Station 81 this fall or winter for the restroom improvements. We're just working to finalize some details and some coordinations. At Station 82 improvements, the improvements go before the village board for approval on Monday. As long as that goes through and is approved, we should be able to shortly after begin the actual work at 82 for their HVAC improvements. Upcoming projects, winterization is coming up for us. We are still seeing a lot of warmer temps stick around, which is awesome. We'll continue to monitor the weather, provide updates as to when we'll actually start shutting down, winterizing some of the park buildings, bathroom buildings, the splash pad, and some drinking fountains. Most park and restroom buildings stay open and operational through October. Usually shut down in about early November. It's typical, and same for like the water fountains, drinking fountains, and stuff like that. So we'll work to keep the splash pad and fountains available as long as we can while we're seeing all the warmer temperatures. Once we start to see the lows drop to near freezing, we'll probably have to start shutting things down. But we'll provide updates on the website, social media, and things like that when that starts to happen. So we're coordinating a few memorial installations before the end of October. We have 2 memorial trees. and we continue to prepare for the new rec center, move in and move out. So that's all I have.
Donna?
On the, at Lufkin Park, on the southeast side, right on the sidewalk on Ardmore, there was a tree that was taken down, but not stumped. Do they plan on doing that?
Yeah, I think it was in a touchy area. I can't think when all the projects were kind of happening. So we'll touch base again with Public Works about getting the stump out of there.
And then, I seen a picture, I don't know if it was on social media or what, where they were rolling the prairie path. That's the first time I had seen or heard of that.
That's not
Oh,
us.
yeah, it was on today.
That's a county.
Yeah,
The county does that.
does
Yeah.
the county do that on a regular basis?
We annually, probably. We don't know. I think they've done it in the springtime. This is kind of weird for fall, but,
I'm not sure their routine.
Yeah.
Usually they'll let us know they're rolling through town. They've done tree work and stuff, but honestly, I didn't hear anything either about it. So.
we'll give them a call, like in the springtime, to fill in all the ruts and everything from winter, and so they'll come in the spring, so.
It was just like west of Villa today, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, moving on. Update from Director of Parks and Rec.
Thanks, Sam.
Great.
Let's see, I'll go to Lufkin first. Brian mentioned a couple things, but yeah, we'll look at the weather, keep the spray pad open for at least another week, maybe two, it all depends on the weather. And then the hydro seeding that they did on the hill came in really well. And we've met with Innovation about the areas around the playground, which we're not happy with. And we've expressed that several times. So they're supposed to come out tomorrow, Wednesday, and address. They were out Friday. So, and then Brian might have some extra hydro seed that we can throw down. That seemed to come in really well, so. So there's a few things that they need to undertake before we close out and pay them the final paycheck. Because we're not paying them, until everything is completely satisfied, which they should be able to do. But we're on it. I mentioned the lawn. We have to finish up our final report to the IDNR because this was the OSLAD grant. We did get an initial check. There was something different than, I think 2 years ago was the first time I've seen where you can ask for 50% of the money prior to the project, so starting or finishing. So we got, it was a $400,000 grant. We got $200,000 last year. So we just have to do the final closeout paperwork and then get that other $200,000 from the DNR. We do have a couple things that we need to take care of. We're going to do similar to what we did by the depot. We put in some butterfly gardens, so we're going to do that probably around the siren. And then there's a little triangular section where some of the paths meet. Do another one over there. And then we ordered some informational signage. Thanks to Kathy for helping. We got a lot of information from the county on the plant materials and all that. We put that together, and we contacted the sign company, and they had a lot of that stuff kind of in stock, but we had them tweak some of the stuff some of the plants that we have growing. So we ordered that, and if we don't get it in before the winter, we'll certainly get it in. By the end, we ordered 8 informational signs, 7, and then one specific to storm detention or stormwater. So we'll put those in when we get them. And I think that's it for Lufkin. But we're very happy with the attendance over there. It seems like the spray pad has died down a little bit with the cooler temperatures, but that's okay. And we're adjusting our times as the days get shorter. The parks close at dusk, so we adjust our times for the spray pad and for the bathrooms. And then, as Brian mentioned, once winter hits, we'll close them all down for the winter season and reopen back in late April or May. As far as Lions Park, so we're on schedule to finish in December, and then we'll be moving in all the stuff. The weight equipment has been ordered. We're working on some office equipment, that type of thing. So there's a couple things that we still have to order, but I was supposed to go to the planning and zoning because we're putting signage on the building. And because it's so big, we need a variance, so we have to go before planning and zoning to get that approved. And it was supposed to be Thursday, but they don't have a quorum, so it's canceled until next month. So, but it shouldn't affect.
Oh, okay.
It shouldn't affect the sign going up sometime before the end of this year. Landscape trees have been installed. The sidewalks and curbs have all been installed. Next week will be the permeable pavers for the parking lot. So everything's happening outside. If you drive by there, you'll see a lot of stuff going on outside. Of course, inside, they're working like crazy inside, doing all the finishing touches and painting and still running like low voltage wiring and all that kind of stuff. And the gym floor is supposed to go in this month. And once that goes in, after they do everything, and we're supposed to be out, we can't be in the gym portion for 30 days. So, but again, we're on schedule for all that, which is good. And then we like to do, and I don't know if I can't remember if I mentioned it last month, but to do the grand opening right after the holidays, take advantage of everybody's New Year's resolutions. And so we'd like to do it either January 2nd, which is a Thursday, or January 3rd, which is a Friday, for the grand opening ribbon cutting. So as soon as we get everything squared away, we'll let you all know. Gina and her staff are working on a lot of grand opening stuff, fun stuff that will be happening. The elevator is installed. That should have been completed today. I think, let's see, I think that's it for the Lions. And then with our other grant for all the playground stuff, we had our pre-construction meeting with Hacienda Landscaping that was awarded the low bid a couple of weeks ago from the board. We had our pre-construction meeting to see when they can start, and maybe start this fall. And if they do start in the fall, it'll probably be putting in some sidewalks around the west and the north sides of the building. Maybe putting some footings. There's going to be a pergola back there for like the senior sitting area on the west side. So they'll try to get that in before the weather hits. They're ordering all the playground equipment, everything. It was all spec'd out with the bids, so they'll be responsible for ordering all that stuff. And so that stuff will probably come in sometime after the first of the year, and then they'll start the installation in the springtime. And they'll work from like the west side of the building out to the north, and then probably finish with the pickleball courts and basketball courts. And hopefully, I'll have to get a better time frame once they start, and it'll probably be after the first year. As far as their installation, we'll keep you updated on that. But I'd like to get that playground installed by late spring, so kids can use that. I think that's all I have as far as those updates. Questions?
Donna?
For our rentals on Lufkin, do we have a do's and don'ts?
That's similar
part of
to,
the agreement, like, no barbecues.
well, it's similar to all of our other park rentals.
Yeah.
It's the same
There was
thing.
one party out there that had this big honking inflatable.
They weren't supposed to.
I just wondered if that was.
We don't allow inflatables, and they did not follow the rules. No
Is that
inflatables.
part of the do's and don'ts?
I believe that's in the no inflatables, unless they have if they have a big party where they do special event permit and everything, then we can, you know, they can do those, but they didn't do a special, they just did the normal park rental, and that was unbeknownst to us.
So if something happens like that, can we not give their deposit
Yep.
back, or?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. Good question, thank you.
Brian's, the company that's doing it, they're handling it all, right? Brian's not doing any part of it.
For the Hacienda, for the
Right.
Lions Park?
They're handling all the amenities, correct?
Yep.
Brian's
You're,
not handling any of it, correct? We are not?
I don't know, because everything came in right around budget.
Yeah,
Right.
everything that was in that bid package is being
And
handled
that
by
bid pattern
contract.
is being done by them, correct?
Yep.
So
The reason Brian had, we saved, we're trying to do some savings for Lovekin, because the contract in the low bid was $300,000 over budget. And so having Brian's crew do like the pathways, the guys were working on regular, normal time, so we didn't have to pay a contractor for the labor. You know, sometimes the contractors, when they figure in plant materials or any kind of materials, they upcharge, you know, a 20% charge. We went right through and got the materials, so we didn't charge ourselves, so there was some cost savings that, so we didn't have to do that. We'll always look to save costs, but it all came in for the landscaper, everything came in right around budget, so.
And Brian, you're handling the ball field, correct?
Yeah,
That's
there'll be
still,
some other
that's still,
site things that we're working on that were outside of the scope of that project. So you have
Okay.
the baseball field, there was, I think, a few other little things, but.
a few
the
other
baseball
things,
field
but
will be
in
the biggest one.
general, what we did the grant on, Hacienda will be handling.
Yeah, it didn't
that
include the
part of
ball
it.
field.
Okay.
And Brian budgeted for the, we've never had outfield fence out there, so we budgeted to put a installation of a fence, but that'll be contractual too, I think. You guys aren't doing that.
Yeah.
So we'll have an outfield fence sometime next year. So there'll be some other things that Brian needs to take care of, but not from the OSLAG grant.
Okay,
Might be some landscaping things, you know, a plant here and there or something.
well, yeah, a few things that he
yeah.
has to spruce up
Right,
on
yep,
our
yep,
end,
yep,
but
yep.
the grant is basically being handled by
Yes.
Hacienda, okay.
Any other questions? All right. Moving on to unfinished business, hours of operation and fees, continued discussion.
So we had a nice, long discussion last month, which was great, and then
I was trying to move this along because this might take some time to.
this one shouldn't take as long, and
Hopefully
Gina-
not.
Gina put together like a synopsis of what we discussed, and the fees, and then carried it on for, we discussed the annual fees, but we, you know, we thought, well, a lot of park districts have semi-annual fees for weight room and quarterly fees, so we threw that in there. So what they're passing around is what we'll send with your discussion, and, you know, if there's some changes, we can change. But this is what we'll present to the board on Monday
Thank you.
for their initial approval, and then every subsequent year, similar, we'll just take it from there and make some adjustments if needed. But, so.
Okay.
Do you want me to start
Yes.
talking, or do you want to just ask
Well,
questions?
Good.
as Donna brought up, we had at Coffee at the Board, we had some of the residents ask if we would do a combined pool and
No.
rec center type of group thing.
Not
And then
right
another one,
away.
another one asked for the golf course, but we can't do that golf course thing.
You know, if we had an indoor pool for like Addison, yeah, that would coincide, but an outdoor pool, there's two separate
Yeah.
entities.
Entities, because,
Plus, we have to get our, no pun intended, or maybe a little bit of pun intended, our feet wet with the new rec center. I'd want to, personally, I would like to, you know, do that for a year or two before we talked about combining it with something else, but
okay. Just so,
It's a good question, though.
Yeah,
It was brought up at Coffee at the Board, and a few people had asked if we could do a combined type thing with our
I mean, it's not out of the
amenities, like
question for
golf
right now, we're
course And
not,
the
yeah.
pool, and I'm
Golf
like, guy,
course.
we'll bring it up, but, it's,
Yeah, it's,
most
I don't
of
see
the-
how you can run the rec center and a golf package together.
well, yeah, I know.
That's,
But
I don't know.
it got asked, so I'm bringing it
Right,
up.
no, I appreciate that, we appreciate that.
so just quickly, when we met last time, we talked about 5:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. When I looked at all of the, I had that one grouping of, that was, I thought, more like what we were going to do, but then I had information from more centers, and that averaged out to be a start time of 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. So everything else was the same, except for that. So I wanted to share that, because this is going to the board on Monday. So we have time if you wanted to possibly do something different, like starting at 6 instead of 5:30, which would reduce the cost of having staff there. I mean, it's a half hour, so it's not like it's major. Greg and I talked and worked on a half-a-year membership and a quarterly membership for people who, don't want to make the investment for the full year.
It's kind of like Costco, when you go to Costco and buy in bulk, you get a rate, a cheaper rate. Kind of the same thing in other park districts do this. If you get your annual membership, it's less expensive than if you buy a 3-month membership or a 6-month membership.
I think it makes sense too
Yeah.
for people who or travel, or have 2 different houses, like
Sure.
going to Florida for the winter or
Yep.
something.
Yeah.
Yep. Or they just want to, work out for 3 months and check it out and,
Yeah.
so.
Or maybe there'll be fewer people going to Florida with the crazy
Yeah.
weather that they've had. I mean, that's,
Go to the East
Yeah.
Coast, we don't get hurricanes.
Arizona, something, yeah. Snowbirds,
Yeah.
snowbirds in general, wherever they go.
Yes, Donna?
The only thing I could suggest, and it's just a visual thing, because they're not gonna look at the bottom and see an adult is 18 to 59, so where it says resident paid in full, put adult, and then the ages next to it.
yeah, this is just, this I made specifically for this meeting. This is not how we will advertise
Right,
it.
but do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Because they're gonna be like, well, what's adult and youth and senior, but you don't see the age.
Yeah, no, this is
Right.
just for you.
This was just for you.
Yeah, okay.
I would be okay with the opening time of 6 a.m. if that's going to save us a little money.
And I would too. I mean, I was thinking 5:30 when we had this, and the more I talked around and looked, it was more like 6 a.m. to 9 that I was seeing, so.
Do we need
I
to
just
do a
wanted a-
consensus on that?
Probably. Do you want to take a consensus, Sam, on the time?
Sure.
6,
Mike?
Yeah, 6 is fine.
Ryan?
Sure, yeah.
That's Niffy, sure.
It is an iffy, sure, yeah. I mean, I know people work out early, yeah. I don't know. But yes. for the-
We can always,
We can always- we can
adjust.
always-
I know, I
we're-
know.
Stay
Yeah,
longer.
that's why I think 6 is okay, because
Yeah,
like
thank
we
you.
talked about last time, it's nice to extend hours, but
Right.
people will not like it if you take their hours away.
Exactly.
If we get a
So
bunch of
that's a
people
yes,
calling,
yes.
for like next year or whatever,
Absolutely,
it's
okay,
like, okay,
yes.
we have enough interest.
Sure, yes, for me.
Yeah, I'll say 6, but I think it would be interesting to collect some data.
Sure.
Yeah, right. The first year is always going to be, trial and error and stuff.
Sure. I think you already said 6 is good,
Yeah,
right?
I'm good with 6, because this is a test run, so if we go 6 to 9, and we find out that we need to put it back at 5:30,
We can do that.
then we can tweet it back to 5:30. If we find out on weeknights we need to extend it to 10, we talked about that, we could do that too. But right now, I think, as you're saying, as we're testing the waters, let's go
yeah,
with
we're
the
getting our feet
6 to, yeah. Let's go to 6 to 9 to see what we have on the interest and the numbers.
And I feel the same way. We can always make it earlier. If there's 12 people standing at the door at 6 AM every day, then change it. Donna?
Quick, question. How long is it gonna be, so you have your opener, what is going to be their setup time? Are they just gonna take 10 minutes to turn on the lights, or does anyone have any idea?
Well, usually, like Brian's staff
If
will,
it opens at 6, when does that first?
Brian's staff will get in at
5:30.
5:30.
Yeah,
And-
and then the
Right.
person that sits at the desk will I'll probably ask for 5:45, just to get there.
Just,
and get-
yeah.
get
So they'll be
sleep.
ready to go at 6
Yeah.
when people come in. It won't be, wait a minute, we got to turn on lights. Yeah.
No,
They'll be
if
ready.
we say we're open at 6, then the lights are on and we're ready to go at 6.
Okay.
Sam,
Yeah.
you're
Christine?
voting? You're voting?
Yeah, I think it's, I'd rather start at 6 and we can easily, if it's, like I said, if there are 12 people at the door every day at 6, then
Yeah.
it'll be 5:30. But we'll see.
Well,
And
at
like I
least-
said,
at least 15.
I'm an early, I go in the morning, so I understand, but I don't know what our draw will be as far as people and when they'll want to work out. And you're
I'm good with 6.
6, okay.
Okay, 6 it is.
Excellent.
And then when we talked last month about the annual fee and then the early bird, Gina went through and figured all that, and then we talked about offering the 3-month and a 6-month as well. And of course, 3-month will be a little more pricey than the 6-month, and a little more, of course, more pricey than an annual, because we want people to come in and buy an annual pass, but we certainly want to give them the option if they don't want to work out all year and just, certain times, then that's fine too. I think a 3-month, we don't want to go monthly, we have a daily rate that they can come in and work out if they want once a week or whatever, that's up to them. But,
So are you gonna add the quarterly rates to this then?
There
They
are.
are.
They're already
They are there.
It's underneath the chart.
They're in the-
6-month resident membership will cost $175. A quarterly resident membership will cost $100.
Oh,
It's a member,
okay.
the resident, that's resident.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did we discuss the feasibility of doing monthly auto debits?
Yes, so we talked about, I'm sorry that I didn't include that on here. So it's $25,
Okay.
which we talked about, and I believe that our system, our software can do that. And as long as it can do that, we will do the auto debit
Yep.
at
That
that
would be
price.
great.
If for some reason it doesn't work, and we have to manually do it, then I don't know that we can offer it at that price, only because it's taking administrative time to go through it.
It's just a little less painful because seniors particularly get checks on once a month.
Yeah,
And so that would be, I think, a
Yes.
benefit if we can facilitate that.
yes,
So there will be a monthly
The-
rate if our system can handle it, but
Yes.
right now, we don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure,
Okay.
I'm going to get approval for it.
Yeah.
When I send it to the board. We have a new software that we haven't had for a year yet. I'm being told that it can do that. We just need to learn a little bit about it and actually see it in action before I pretend I'm from Missouri and show me.
Yeah.
And then the monthly automatic deduct out of your account, it might be $1 more per month or something, because there's a 4% or what was
I
it
don't know
for?
what the,
There's a little surcharge, for a transaction. So if you're doing 12 transactions, it's costing us, so we'll have to recoup, and it might be $1 more or something. But
I think that's how the water bills work,
were they?
if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
it seems like everything is that way.
Yeah, more and more.
Will we have a description of what is included? Like the use of the fitness center and the track is this?
So we just want them to write a check to us for $275 and ask no questions.
No, ask no questions at all, yeah, okay.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I just wonder if there's gonna be type of a description on what's included in that
Yes.
membership.
I just
to-
want to remind you again, this was just
Oh,
the
I got
fees to
that.
talk about,
I'm-
because I wanted to make it as
Yeah.
simple as possible to look at, because I know that the page with all the colors
The
and everything was
these
overwhelming.
multicolored pages?
Yeah,
Yeah.
those.
I just want to know that, yeah, that will be
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
I realize this is just a briefing for us.
Right.
But when it comes down to it, it will
Yes,
have
we'll-
specifics on what it is.
We'll make it very pretty and easy for people
Okay.
to understand.
Because you broke apart if you just want the track, if you
Right.
know, you just want the fitness center type thing. I just,
No, the
wanted to make
fitness,
sure
the
they were
fitness center membership includes everything. It includes the track, too.
okay,
Yeah.
that is kind of clear.
The
what-
track is just the track, in case people just want to
Just
walk.
wanna
Walk
walk,
the,
yeah.
walk the track or run laps or whatever. Okay.
This looks great, first of all, thank you. Second, to kind of add on to what you were saying, for like group fitness classes, is that included with this as well, or?
No.
Not right now, because if we include the group fitness classes, then we have to run them at the schedule that we say, whether there's one person there or 10 people there.
Yeah.
And so I think ultimately, we would really like to get to that place where we can count on, 10 people showing up every time. And when that happens, we'll find a way, I think, to include it if we have a consistent classes going. But we can't start that way.
It's something to look for, like, the next year, or,
Yeah.
see how how popular it is.
I think that's great. Do you think the people who, just an idea, people who have memberships, maybe offer them like a discount on group fitness classes, since they're already like a member technically, so then it like kind of gives them that extra incentive, like you also get a discount on these programs?
Yeah, something. Yep.
That's
Something to think
certainly
about. Yep.
something that
Yeah.
we would strongly consider.
Yeah, definitely.
See, with
Anything
the
to boost up, the people coming in
Yeah,
to
the
do
numbers and
aerobics
just
class.
yeah,
or-
exactly, and like they're already paying for it, so it's
Yeah.
like, maybe they'd be more incentivized.
Right.
We will have some classes that are taught by a contractor versus an employee. Those, we're sort of, we have to agree to a fee with them, and that would be challenging to include with the membership. But the classes that we offer, the group fitness classes, we hire the actual staff people and they're working for us. Those, that's the goal, is to get to a point where we can include those.
I think we should include that the group fitness classes will be separate prices, so that they don't feel that it's all inclusive, that they're gonna be able to take the classes, but as a little,
I would like,
asterisk.
I would like to talk about what they will get, not what they won't get in the advertising.
Your membership includes the following.
And list what it includes. But I think to come out, to say, oh, by the way, group fitness is not included,
Is a negative concept.
kinda
We
negative,
don't want to do
you
that.
know.
We'll just say what's included
What's
with your
What's
membership.
included in your membership.
And then on the fitness page, or wherever we want to put it, like Ryan, that's a good suggestion, is like, if you are a fitness weight room member, you get 10%, 20% off,
Whatever.
25%, whatever,
So that's-
on these aerobics classes, or whatever.
So when it's sent to the board members, it's gonna have what the fitness center includes, and then the track will be the description of what it includes, and then the non-resident track membership will say what it includes and doesn't.
Well, the track is the track.
Well,
There's
that's
nothing,
correct.
there's nothing
Just
to
track
include.
only?
Right,
Yep.
track only.
It's track membership only.
But everything that'll be included will be under the
Your
fitness center fees.
Your fitness center fee includes the following: use of the weight room, use of the stretching area, use of the walking track,
Weights.
the fitness, yeah.
Yeah.
Gina,
And-
will this take care of the punch cards that you used to have?
Yeah, I'm
for-
hoping so.
Yeah,
Some people really like them now, so.
yeah, I know.
I
I'm
hate
just
to-
asking.
I don't want to take it
if-
away.
were they basically used for the fitness classes, as I
Yeah.
know? So will they go in the same line, or are we just gonna remove them totally? So it's
We
like,
haven't decided that yet. We're
Okay.
gonna- We're trying to get the classes all into the spaces. Staff spent time doing that today, so, we'll see what kind of a feedback we get from the participants in terms of punch cards. I would like to,
remove them?
yeah,
move
just
them
go,
off? Okay.
as electronic as we can.
Okay,
Well, we have the capacity to do gift cards.
I'd have to look into that, I believe so.
You know,
But I need to
some-
check with
maybe
them.
a grandson or something wants to play basketball, and it would be a great gift for grandma to give to
Well,
someone.
we do sell gift certificates. I know we can always do that, but an actual electronic gift card, I'd have to look into that.
But we have the capability of doing paper.
We do.
Yeah, I mean, you could give your grandson a gift card to use the basketball or daily or whatever, or
Yeah.
have the gift certificate, and then they come redeem it, and you get your scanner card, and,
Yeah.
okay, you're good for the year, or you're good for 6 months, or whatever.
We would like to use something similar to what they use at the pool to put on memberships and stuff like that. Scan a barcode.
Yeah, barcode.
Any other questions or comments? Are we ready to move to the vote?
Vote on what?
Hmm?
What are we moving to? I'm sorry.
Vote to approve this to.
Okay.
be-
Move it to the
go to the
board.
board, for them to approve, we hope.
Sure.
Or to amend or whatever they want to do.
I'll make a motion to approve as discussed with any changes.
I'll second
I
it.
think the only change that I heard was the hours.
Yeah, the 5:30 to 6 a.m., yep.
So I would make a motion to approve it with the one minor change of changing the operating hours from 5:30 a.m. start to 6 a.m.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, none opposed, passes. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
do we know when this is going to the board?
Monday.
Monday.
This Monday, correct?
Yes, this
Or
Monday.
next Monday, I'm
Just in
sorry.
time.
Well, not yesterday.
Yeah,
You're right, next Monday.
next Monday.
All right, moving on to new business. Is there any new business today? Nope, all right, no new business.
Oh, Donna.
Oh, sorry.
Just to back up,
Yeah.
I had asked, we were talking about memberships. Did we ever find out anything from ARP or Cigna?
I do not have that, no, I don't have it from ARP. I had a call into, well, I had already looked into the silver sneakers, and they wouldn't tell me anything until I told them what our fees were. And I couldn't tell them what our fees were until we had it voted on and so forth, so.
Because I talked to the guy at Glass Quartz, and he said silver sneakers is kind of becoming obsolete. ARP is more, and then Cigna, and he said every time they scan the person's card, they get paid, but I don't know if they get paid for the month or every time that person visits.
Yeah,
That I did not know.
I'll look into that.
Okay. All right, so other than that, no new business today. And that brings us to commissioner comments. Mike, do you have any comments today?
Just getting closer to. Yeah.
Thank you. Donna?
I have nothing, thank you.
No
Brian?
No comments.
Oh, we're a quiet group today.
Yeah.
Daryl?
I'm not going to quiet. I just want to thank the staff, both Brian and your staff, Dina, for getting this. I know this is a lot of work to get this organized for us and get it in Oregon. And the things that you're doing on organizing the rec center for all the questions that I know are being thrown your way. And I want to compliment your staff for Lufkin. We've had a lot of compliments on that park and how beautiful it is. And I know you worked really hard to make it get organized and get it right with combinations. So I wanted to let you know that, you know, they don't always tell you that, but
It's good to hear.
you are behind the scenes. There's a lot of people that are complimenting how nice Lufkin looks, and along with a lot of our other parks in the area that you don't always hear about. So I wanted to let you know that even though you don't hear it, you heard it. And I'm just excited to move forward. It's been a long time that we finally got a rec center and whatever, and I'm
Close.
kind of excited on getting this done and everything. I did have a question on, some people had asked if they could see it, but the only reason we're gonna give a tour is when we have that open house.
No, I mean, we might be able to do something before, like, or right before, maybe, you know, come and view from 4 to 6 or something like that, or, you know, like the week or before Christmas or something. We haven't really talked about it yet, but we might be able to give some tours or just they can walk around and view the stuff. We have no problems with that,
Yeah.
so.
Now, though, everything is still hard
Yeah.
hat, right? Is that-
Yeah, we couldn't do anything.
They're talking like Christmas week when we're
Yeah, when
supposedly
we're-
supposed to be finished.
Yep.
And stuff before the grand opening, because you're talking about it being, you know.
January,
January
yeah.
or something. They mentioned, you know, why Christmas break was over. If it was done, it
Yeah.
would be possible.
Yep.
Just to walk the building to
Yep.
get the feel of
course.
seeing it.
I think that would be
And
fine.
I thought I'd bring it up if it's, you know, finished and done, if there's a possibility.
Yeah, we'll do a couple
Say-
of,
Soft opening.
yeah, not a soft open where people can't work out.
That's
but-
true, yeah,
But just, you know,
Just
come to do a
or
walkthrough
whatever,
and see.
So
and-
they can see what
Yep.
it looks like, that,
Yep,
because
we can
there's
do
a
that.
lot of people that, you know,
Get you them slippers when they walk in.
yeah. Just kind of
Guided
a
tour.
walkthrough
You gotta take your
type
shoe, you gotta take
thing.
your shoes off.
If it's possible, if we get it done before, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
the
we-
week of
we can do that
Christmas or
around
whatever.
the holiday
Or week
before.
after Christmas or whatever it
Yeah.
is, before the,
Come and
If
look,
they
you
could
know,
come,
you
just
do
walk
like a
through it.
morning, a couple hours in the morning, maybe a couple hours in the afternoon where it's
you know, just
open for.
something to just open
Yeah.
to walk through to
Yeah,
see
for sure.
the building in general. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm done.
Okay. Christine?
good suggestion, though. Thank you.
Yes, and I'll piggyback off Cheryl Tucker's comments. In particularly, thank you to the staff that's working on trying to get the grass to grow at Lufkin, because with the lack of rain that we've had, I can't even begin to fathom between the mowing. I think I'm mowing up more dust. I feel like Pigpen and Charlie Brown when I run the mower. There's very little grass and a lot of dry dirt, and so I would think that would have been a particular challenge. So it's very impressive to hear you saying how well the grass is growing. So that's a great thing. From a process perspective, I'm not familiar what staff's formal process is for filling the paper brochures outside of this particular building. I've been keeping an eye on the carousel at the front door of the library, and I have refilled that at least 5 times. So I haven't done it on any particular schedule. I can't tell you that the first of every month I've put in 12. I haven't kept that detailed of information. But I do go in and out of the library quite frequently, and that carousel with the paper brochures is very often empty. So I've been keeping a bunch in my car, and when I go there, if it's empty, I put them in.
We
So
appreciate that.
I don't know
When you
if
do
we're
that-
getting more.
Then I don't have to pay somebody to go there and do it.
Maybe
So-
we can ask Sandy, give her a box, and I don't know
Oh,
if her
yeah.
staff, here's a box. Can you refill these
Do you like
periodically?
doing it? I don't want to
Do I
take, I
like
don't want to take it away from you.
No, you can take
Yeah,
it
right.
away from me.
But thank you for doing that,
Put
by
her
the
on
way.
the payroll.
Yeah.
We've had some conversations about people who prefer the paper brochures and whether we think we need more paper. We tried to get away from the paper.
We did more for
And
the summer.
There's been 2 different spots. There's the spot on the upper level by where the independent newspapers are. where we've had some up there. I'm not finding those to be flying off the shelf, but the ones on the carousel by the front door are empty very, very frequently. I've been putting in, probably only about 6 at a time. But that's something you might want to keep an eye on. Is it impacting the number of people that sign up? That I can't answer.
The person that updates the boards on the Prairie Path, she also checks to see if Village Hall has brochures in the library, so she must be going in right after
After I
you've
fill
been
it?
there, because I'll say, oh, was the library empty? And she'll say, no, it still has some. And I'm like, okay, good.
Well, and if I'm at Village Hall, I do check, but I don't tend to find those disappearing. I've never had to refill any of the ones that have been by the front door or the back door of the Village Hall, but the ones on the carousel at the library very
Okay.
frequently. That's
Thank
all I
you.
have.
Thank you. So just want to congratulate the team on another great Brew Fest. I've been to a few others, and I think ours is the best. Just as far as crowd and not as many like rowdy people who come to some of the other ones I've been to.
Oh,
So it's always a good experience.
thank you.
Quite enjoyed it.
It's
Excellent
one of
weather.
our, it's my actual favorite event.
Yeah,
Everybody's happy.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
It's a
so-
great event.
When everyone's happy, that's nice.
Yeah. Although, yeah, there could be, I've had one person who was too happy or not happy at all.
I haven't had anyone that was not happy at all. Some
Oh, that-
have been a little, maybe, over-happy,
Yeah, maybe.
but that's okay, it's not
Yeah.
really a problem.
Well, thank you very much. Village Board Liaison comments.
Not very much. We have on Monday the pricing and the hours discussion, so I don't think that's going to be too much. This is a great consensus, and you did a lot of great work on this, so I feel as though it's going to go pretty quick.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Village staff comments.
I was surprised at the number of people that came up to me at the front gate at Brewfest and said, who would I talk to about that new building over there?
Really?
Yeah, it was actually surprising.
Yeah.
And I said,
Thank-
well, do you have nice things to say? Because then that person's me.
There you go.
If you don't have nice things, there's a guy running
Yeah.
around, kind of shorter hair.
I didn't see anybody.
No, they were all like, tell me about it. And so when we talked about it, they seemed very happy and excited, and how, fantastic it looks and how quick the building went up. And so, yeah, it was really nice. Happened at the concerts a couple times, too. But on Saturday, had to be, I don't know, between 5 and 7 or 8 people, individual people at different times that walked up. So it was nice. Nice to talk about something exciting like that. That's all I have.
No comments, thank you.
I don't have anything else to say. Thanks to Gina and her staff for compiling all the information from the park districts, and we're ready to go. Another couple short months, and we'll be moving into the building, so it's exciting.
Very
I
exciting.
have one question.
Oh.
The bricks, the memorial bricks, were they ordered and put in yet, or
For the
or at
the
Cortese?
Cortese? Yeah, well, they weren't ordered because they don't make those bricks anymore.
Okay,
So we pulled out the old bricks that we had over there.
Right.
And they're engraving them. There was 80 of them that the VFW had, which was surprising. I mean, they've been collecting them over the years. And so I took them over 3 weeks ago, at least. But they have a couple of big jobs, so they're going to get them back to us before Veterans Day, hopefully, and we'll put them in.
okay, that's when they're gonna get pit, okay.
Yeah, but
That's
they
what I
should be in,
wondered.
barring any unforeseen things that, from the engraving landscape company, we should have them within the next week or so, and
Okay.
and we'll put them in.
When we were planning on getting it back in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? There are none opposed, so we are adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
It's time.